Today feels like a great day to start doing some YouTube videos. So I have always felt that there's a gap or a space on YouTube for people who operate a business or have a job, which most people do, or a lot of people do at least, um, and to create, I suppose, content around that job or business that they have in a much more raw, organic, unfiltered way. And what I mean by that is a very, I suppose, well known from the last few months or last year, really, a creator in the fitness space called Sam Sulik, I believe, went about doing this for that type of content. And what I thought personally was very interesting about that was how he, by all means, just sets up a camera in the car on the way to the gym, talks about what he's going to do, does the workout, films a bit of it, comes home, and in the car he talks a bit more about what he's doing. He maybe does a bit more, but generally it's just, there's no music, there's no B-roll, it's just Sam talking about things that he enjoys or that he feels might be interesting to people watching his videos. For me, as someone that's always been interested in business, maybe has operated, it's 10 plus years now I've had, I suppose, a professional job, and now in particular what I'm doing is running my own business. And I think for me, I've always wondered why people don't do this a bit more, where it's, I suppose, a bit more open and just communicating what's on their mind, what's coming up for them, how the day went, as opposed to crafting these, what I'd call very orchestrated or teed up day in the life videos that, sure, might be in some cases very reflective of what a day is actually like, but in more cases than not, it's a particular day in a year. So like someone might do a day in the life when they've got 10 meetings, or they might do a day in the life when they're traveling, or they might do a day in the life when they know it's a good day to showcase their life or their job. So anyhow, I suppose my aim with this is frankly twofold. One, I kind of want to hold myself accountable to something that's a bit different. Who knows, if this goes well, I might raise a bit of awareness about myself and my own business. Honestly, I think I'm going to enjoy this. I think this will give me an opportunity to air some thoughts and talk through some things myself. And I suppose beyond that as well, frankly, I hope and expect some of it to be entertaining. I hope and expect some of it to be interesting. But beyond that, I really just want to see how it goes. And my take on this is going to be, I'm not going to put very much, if any, time into editing. Probably not going to really put too much time and energy into my branding or what my videos look like and the thumbnail and the title. Honestly, I just want to try and focus on creating some content that's interesting. So, with that in mind, something came up for me yesterday that really struck a chord, and for context, I'm now about 7 months into running my business, which is called FlexOps. So I partner with agency owners to really help them improve the way they run their business, and ultimately help them make it more profitable. And as part of that, something came up for me, which was a quote, and it says, "There are two cardinal sins from which all others spring, impatience and laziness." And I'll just double check who said that. It's Franz Kafka. And I think for me, I went through a bit of a rut about 4 months ago, and I had been running the business for 3 months, and I got a couple of clients, but I just felt like this is not going anywhere fast. And it was impatience. I'm still impatient today to an extent, even with half a dozen clients and things are going well. There's laziness in that instead of just complaining about it, there's plenty of things I could be doing. And I thought about that quote in relation to a lot of things that I've journaled about in my life in the last 2 to 3 years. Almost always, for me personally, the things that come up stem from me being impatient or me being lazy. And I think that quote is perfect in many ways. So it's stuck with me, and I think I'm lazy in the sense that I've not tried this before. I've just complained that people don't do something like this, maybe for good reason. But equally, I need to be careful about being impatient, because with my business, I don't need 500 clients. I need basically 12, and I have 6. So it's going to come to a point very soon where it would be a great problem to have, but I might be turning away business. So yeah, I think I'll talk more about flex ops in time. I'll talk more about my story. I'll talk more about the service I offer and things like that. But yeah, for me, it's just focusing on the things I'm working on with people as well, and telling some stories around why we're doing certain things. And truthfully, beyond that, I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm very happy to kind of do a short video like this. As I'm on the move, I go to clients sometimes, but a lot of the times the footage is going to be in this space. Like, this is a spare room in my apartment where I live with my wife and my daughter. I don't really have an office. I had a desk at a co-working space when I first started out for a bit of focus, I suppose. Ironically, I say that, but I'm going to view a place tomorrow that I might take. That's a one-person office space, but we'll see. So yeah, like this is it. This is the raw reality. You want to be an entrepreneur, you want to set up your own business, you want to go out on your own. Well, you've got a desk in your spare room. Off you go. Yeah, I'm not going to be tidying up too much behind me either. I mean, there's probably going to be stuff lying around. I'm not going to have the perfect lighting. Definitely not going to have the perfect audio. What else? Who knows? I'm sure there's going to be lots of mistakes and things that go wrong and whatnot, but it's all part of a process. So, who's going to watch these videos? I mean, in a nutshell, I would expect people like me to watch these videos, and that's maybe a strange way or narcissistic way to think about it, but people like me, maybe you run your own business, maybe you just have a general interest in business, maybe you're in college or university and thinking about what you're doing next, and you have an interest in people who are setting up their own thing. Regardless, I suppose, people who have a general interest in entrepreneurship or operating businesses. Specifically, if you're in advertising, you might find this interesting. The majority of my clients will be marketing and advertising agencies. And yeah, I think that people will find this content that probably YouTube decides to put it in front of. So we'll see how it goes. I think, do I do this daily? Do I do it weekly? Again, I don't really know. I think loosely, Monday to Friday feels quite right. 10 to 15 minute videos. I've no idea how long this is. How long is this? This is 8 minutes. Yeah, I'm kind of done. So I think if I can push for around 10 to 12 minute videos on a topic or 1 to 2 topics a day, Monday to Friday, that would be cool. And yeah, I mean, look, just one last thing probably for today. I think with the quote in mind that I said earlier, I'll maybe leave you with a quick challenge, which is, what's the thing that you know you're being impatient about at the moment? Could be something personal, could be professional, and why do you want it sooner than you realistically know it's probably going to come to you, or realistically it's going to happen? What's the urgency? What's the rush? Is there pressure? Have you put the pressure on yourself? Is there pressure from someone else? Is it societal pressures? Why the urgency? That's something to consider. And then on the other side, yeah, I mean, I guarantee you there's something you've been lazy about in the last 24 hours. Dishes, laundry, working out, reading, not making dinner, getting a takeaway, not doing the work for a client you should have, pushing something to tomorrow, there's always going to be something. Just try one thing to be the opposite with that today, be the opposite of lazy, and see how it makes you feel. You'll feel good, and just keep those two things in mind. Maybe have a think. If you don't journal, try journaling. It's one of the best things I ever did for myself, and it helps me unlock or find things or see what comes up for me, and this was very much one of them. So I'll chat to you tomorrow, and yeah, in the meantime, if you want to check out FlexOps, it's flexops.co. I'll leave a link for my LinkedIn in the description too, and yeah, always happy to talk about agencies and business in general. All right.